Okay, so guys, this is what I would like us to build. We're going to build this Coinbase clone. Basically, this will be the home, and then we'll have portfolio here, where we'll have a list of our portfolio, and I will make this load from an API, and I've got prices of every coin, as you can see, and I've got the settings page, which has got settings screen, and basically that's what we're going to build. We're going to build this clone. Let's try to make it. I am really excited to start off this project. We are gonna get started now. What I'm gonna begin with is to initialize the project in terminal. One thing I want to let you know is this will just be building the UI. We'll not build the functionality. We'll work on the UI. I've opened my terminal. We're gonna do export init. Let me go to the folder that I want to store the project. I want to be cd documents projects, inside projects, and then I will do export init, and then I'll say Firebase clone, and it will bring some options that we have to choose. For this one, I will choose export blank template. I'll press enter, and then we will follow the next steps. So it's installing all the dependencies for this project. This can take a bit of a while. What I want you to do now is to go onto the React navigation website. React navigation. I'm gonna go to the React navigation website, and I'm going to go to get started. Read docs. Getting started, and we are using React navigation. As you can see on here, we're gonna need it to create our bottom tab navigator. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back to my terminal, and then I will cd into the project. And then I'm going to copy this, and then let it do what it's doing, and I will want us to copy as well And then what I'm gonna do next is install this export dependencies. If you are using export, we're gonna install this, then we'll do enter, and it's going to install what is required by export. And then once we install those packages, we're going to install another one called React Native Bottom Tabs. I'll search here bottom tabs Navigator, and we will then install it. We are installing all the required packages for us to use our navigation. Okay, now that is done, I'm gonna open this project inside Visual Studio Code. So let me just increase the zooming in here. I'm gonna do cd code dot, so it's gonna open our code, and what I'm gonna do is to then want to run this app that was created by export for us, and all the packages that export is installed. I'm gonna run the project. I'll do new terminal. Let me just zoom in so that you guys are able to see. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm going to say npm run iOS, and it should start an emulator. It will bring this screen, and in this screen we're going to say run iOS emulator, and it should open our iOS emulator. And there is our initial app opened, the one that export provided us a blank export template. I'm just reading the docs for the bottom tab Navigator, and this is an example, and you see in this example there is like two screens, home screens and settings, and it's being called here. If we look in our logic, we need let me just open it up. It's right here. We need like 5 different screens on here, which I'm going to have to now do like these different screens, and then we're going to add it to our bottom tab Navigator. So what I will do is I would like first of all, before I begin any project, I like to move everything to the source folder. So I'm gonna create a folder called source src, and I am going to move app.js inside the folder and move, and our import now need to be fixed. If I go on app.js, where is this import? Inside app. Okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to go to our Visual Studio Code, and in our root directory we're going to create a folder called screens, and inside that I'm gonna create home.js, and another screen will be portfolio.js, and I'm gonna create settings.js, and I'm gonna create what's the other screen? Let me just have a look at our screenshot. prices.js, explore.js, explore.js, and then what I'm going to do is I'm gonna just create some components inside these screens. So I'm gonna do a React functional component, and then I'll call this screen settings. There will be text that will be called settings, so I'm importing view and text, and I'm calling it here. So this is the text that will show when we go to that screen for a start, and I'm gonna go here and create React functional component, and this one I'll say prices, and I'm gonna go portfolio and create a React functional component, a React native functional component, and I'm gonna call this inside here, I will call portfolio. Same thing for home, React functional component, I'm going to call React native, React native, I'm gonna call this one home, and then I'm gonna call React functional component, I'm gonna call this one React native functional, I'm gonna call this explore. For home, I want to have this as a capital. I like to call my component names capital letters. I have portfolio, prices, so these are all the different screens. We have them. Before I do that, what I've just done is I've renamed, you do this as well, rename all these screens to be small letter at the beginning, so don't start the component name with caps. Yeah, this solves us from importing. I just did this while I was offline right now, but you rename this. And what I want to do is to then import these components into this file. I'll try to do it via auto import. If I call this and say home, it should auto import. As you can see, it's imported this line. Now it's saying it cannot find settings screen because it cannot find this component because it's not imported anywhere here. So I will say settings import, and it's imported the screen. I will call the next one and call it, let me look at the example file that we have, desktop, this picture, just to see what I need to call, and then I'll call explore. As you can see, the third one is explore, third one here, explore. Calling explore, and I'll call in the next one prices, and I'll call the next one settings. Settings. No, wait, I've got home. This one should be portfolio. The last one should be the one called settings, portfolio, and then this one settings, and they have to have unique names. Say portfolio, and then explore, and then prices. I'm just renaming them so that their names are unique. Settings. And what I need to do next is to go onto the emulator and see what it's saying. These should be small letters. Explore, prices, portfolio, because as I said, there are small letters right here. Settings screen, settings. Okay, now it's fine. As you can see, now we have all these here, all the screens. So if I click portfolio, you see it goes and load the portfolio component. If I click explore, it loads explore component. If I click prices, it changes to prices. If I click settings, it changes to settings. That's it. Okay, so what I want us to do is to be able to not use these functions that are here and use these functions. So what will happen, we're gonna have to import them into this app.js, and we call them here, and our app should be able to find it and open it. So I'm gonna delete this because we don't need this. We'll start to see errors in our app. It's saying it cannot find the variable home screen because we are still calling it here, so it cannot find it. Yeah, it can't find it. So what we're gonna do is this home screen is meant to load this file here on our screens. It's meant to load the screen. So on the home screen, I'm gonna remove this and try to see if it will auto import, because I'll call this component, call in home. Yeah, it auto import our home screen. There is our home screen, screens/home. So what's gonna happen is I'm gonna have to do the same thing for the settings screen. Settings, settings, screen settings, calling settings, the home screen. What's happening with the home screen? set home screen. It cannot find the file home screen.js. App.js calling home. Screens. None of these files exist. Before I do that, what I've just done is I've renamed. Don't you do this as well? Rename all these screens to be small letter at the beginning, so don't start the component name with caps. Yeah, this solves us from importing. I just did this while I was offline right now, but you rename this, and what I want to do is to then import these components into this file. I'll try to do it via auto import. If I call this and say home, it should auto import. As you can see, it's imported this line. Now it's saying it cannot find settings screen because it cannot find this component because it's not imported anywhere here. So I will say settings import, and it's imported the screen. I will call the next one and call it let me look at the example file that we have, desktop, this picture, just to see what I need to call, and then I'll call explore. As you can see, the third one is explore, third one here, explore. Calling explore, and I'll call in the next one prices, and I'll call the next one settings. Settings. No, wait, I've got home. This one should be portfolio. The last one should be the one called settings, portfolio, and then this one settings, and they have to have unique names. Say portfolio, and then explore, and then prices. I'm just renaming them so that their names are unique. Settings, and what I need to do next is to go onto the emulator and see what it's saying. These should be small letters. Explore, prices, portfolio, because as I said, there are small letters right here. Settings screen, settings. Okay, now it's fine. As you can see, now we have all these here, all the screens. So if I click portfolio, you see it goes and load the portfolio component. If I click explore, it loads explore component. If I click prices, it changes to prices. If I click settings, it changes to settings. That's it. Okay, so for our bottom tab navigator is gonna have custom icons, and all the icons need to be custom basically. So what I will do, I will need to go inside the tab navigator inside here, and then as you can see in the original, there is like a border, and then there is like a radius here. This is custom navigation, so we're gonna have to customize that. On the tab navigator, we're gonna say tab bar options, and then we call the tab bar options. I will say for the tab bar options, I want to show label to be false. Show label false. Now as you can see, the label is gone, and what I will do is I will say style. I want to style it, style. I'll say position, absolute, and then I'll say elevation to be 0, and then I will say background color, I need it to be white. Background color to be white. And then I will say border radius, just to put borders around this area, border, to have a border. I'll say border radius is 50. Let me do 15 and see. 15. What about 30? 40? 15. Height. Height 90. So the next thing that we are going to have to do is to start to look at this design. As we can see, there is no title bars like we have here, like these title bars, they are not there, so we're gonna have to remove it from our app so that is similar to this. And we have got custom nav buttons here at the bottom nav. All these are custom, so we're gonna have to make this similar to this. So to begin with, I just want to get rid of these title bars at the top of our app. As I navigate, as you can see, it's got this. So to do that, we are going to have to go to our code, and inside the tab.navigator, we are gonna call in screen options, and inside screen options, we are going to then call header shown is false. This code will make this disappear. As you can see, now it's gone. What we are going to do is to click all the screens. It's disappeared from all the screens. As you can see, it's changing over there. What we're going to do next is to then remove the labels from our navigation here, our bottom nav, to remove them because we're gonna add them custom with our icons. So what we will do is to say tab bar show label is false, and this get rid of all the labels in our tab bar bottom. And what we're going to do next is to call some styles. So what I will do, I'll say tab bar style, and I will do background color to be white. Just comparing these two, background color white. I hope you can see here, background color white, background color, say white. We would then call the height, I'll call 90. And I will do position absolute. I will do border radius to be 20. If I do border radius 20, I hope, let me just make this big. As you can see, there is now a border around the top, which is what we have in our original design that we were trying to make. Is this is now showing right here. So we called in border radius, that is why it's showing. And the next thing that I will do is let me see, border radius, that we've called the height. And then what we're going to do is to, on our home, we need a custom icon. I've already included on my project some image files in assets icons, and these got all the icons that we need for our bottom tab navigator. And we're gonna use the home icon, which is this one on our app. So on the tab screen, I'm gonna start calling in some options. I've got component is going to home, and after home I'll say options, equals and then I call in options. So what we're going to do is okay, so inside the options, I'm going to have to call in a function. This function will say tab bar icon, tab bar icon, and it's going to look for whether forecast or not. So I'll call forecast, and will be an arrow function. Oops, will be an arrow function. but I don't need these curly braces. I need maybe an arrow function, and the arrow function will have inside it some different some different different React Native elements on it. So the first one will be I'm gonna need a view. This will be a view that will hold the image inside. I'll call image. And for images, we need to call source. Okay, so I would say here source, and the source will be to our directory, which is this one, assets, and then I'll go to icons directory. So I'll call here assets slash icons slash home.png, because we want to use the home.png on our app. So home.png should load here. It's not showing because we need to require it. So in React Native we need to require. So require, and I would put that inside those brackets, and we can see our icon is showing, but it's very massive. It's very big. So what we are going to do is to then resize it. I'm gonna call here a resize mode. Resize mode is contain, and I'm gonna do styles. Let me just format this document. I'm gonna do styles, style equals, and this is where I call my styles. I'm gonna give it a height of 17, a width of 17, and what I'm going to give it is, let me just see, as you can see, now we can see our image now with height of 17 and width of 17 over there. What I'm gonna need now below is the text. We disabled show labels, so we're gonna have to put our own text. So still inside the view, I'm gonna need text, and the text, it will say home. Now you can see we have home over here, but I want, when someone select a different icon, this need to be grayish, and then when they select it, it needs to be blue, because right now there is no way to see what we have active except the other ones, but this one, which is now custom, we cannot see. So what I will do is I will say here tint color, because we call the prop called tint color, and then we say if forecast, we give it a color which will be blue. If not, it will be gray. Is how you spell gray. Yeah. And as you can see, now we have it selected, it's blue. If we go off it, it turns gray, which is what we want. Yes, we are getting there. And for the same thing for the text, I want us to do the same thing for the text. We're gonna give it a style. Let me just do this so that we see while the changes are going on. I'll give it a style. the text. I'm giving it a style equals, and I'll give it a font color, font size of 10. There we have it. And as for color, we are saying if forecast, which is similar to what we had before, it will be blue, and if not, it will be gray. It will be gray. Now we have it selected, and both is blue, text and the icon. If we go off it, they turn gray. Select blue, gray. So it helps us see what state we are in and which screen we are in, basically. And I want us to maybe give it padding of, because it seems like a bit clumsy there. I'll give it padding of margin top of maybe 5. Yeah, there is a bit of space, and I want all this to be aligned in the middle, like to align properly. I'm gonna go to the view, and I'm gonna give it style equals align items center, justify content center, and there we have it. If I select off, it goes gray. Selected, it goes blue. Maybe give it margin top of 2. I don't want it to be too far. Yeah, that sounds better. The next thing that I would like to do is to basically copy this icon, and to basically, for all these tab screens, to have these icons represented and all that stuff. So what I will do is to copy options, because it's basically the same code that I'm gonna have to reuse. And then what I'll do, I'll just change the image source and change the text. So I'll go to portfolio, and I'll do enter, and then I will do paste, and I'll then rename this home icon, the image file, change the directory, and we need portfolio icon. So I'm gonna call this portfolio.png, folio.png, and if I check the preview, we can see now we have portfolio icon. So I want to change the text, instead of home, to say portfolio, and there we have portfolio. And if I come back to the design, this icon that comes next, I'm gonna have to then copy explore. I'm not sure if it's called explore, but let me try explore. .png, and it don't exist. I'm gonna go to inside icons. I want to just check what the name is. Settings, portfolio, transfer. It's called transfer.png. That's the file that I want in the middle, so I'll call transfer transfer transfer.png, and there we have transfer. For this one, I want to take off the text. There we have it. And the next icon is the prices. What I will do is I will do the same thing. Paste the code that I've already copied, and I'll call this prices.png for the icon. Prices.png, and then change text from home to prices. And the last one is settings. Call this settings.png and change the text to settings. And then I want to see our emulator, how it looks like. And there we have this. And what I want to do is to increase the size of the middle one. I think it was transfer. I'll change the size for this to be maybe 25 by 25. See, it's getting bigger. Maybe I'll do 35 by 35. Yeah, we have our, it's looking good. Let me say 45 by 45. How is that? 45 by 45. Yeah, that looks fine. Basically, as you can see, we now got similarities, and we have it the way we want. There we go.